Hey everyone, and welcome to the channel. Join us as we dive into the world of Disastrous Necromancer, where we'll unravel the mysteries of Lin Moyu's quest to become the strongest. From hidden secrets to epic battles, we're here to give you an exclusive look at the story before anyone else. If you're a fan of fantasy, necromancers, or just love a good adventure, you're in the right place. Don't forget to like, comment, and share to support the channel, and make sure you hit that subscribe button so you never miss a chapter. Let's start the journey.
After reading through the numerous materials in the Secret Realm strategy group, there were still more than 50 days left until arriving at Primary Star System number 13,283. Lin Moyu turned and entered the Human Emperor Network, walking into the Symbol Master Association Tower to systematically study rune knowledge again. He had previously studied rune knowledge and even established his own rune system, forming his own understanding of runes. These insights came from the vast amount of information in the Human Emperor Network, some of which were incomplete and organized by Lin Moyu himself. The information about symbol masters in the Human Emperor Network was more than sufficient for entry-level learning but still lacked systematic comprehensiveness. Upon entering the Symbol Master Association, Lin Moyu aimed to use the systematic rune knowledge there to reorganize his rune system. It was akin to reinforcing his foundation during cultivation, ensuring no flaws or gaps. After entering the first floor of the Symbol Master Association Tower, Lin Moyu chose a quiet spot to sit down and access the Human Emperor Network to retrieve information. A book appeared in his hand, identical to the books in others' hands. The book's appearance was the same, but the content inside varied according to Lin Moyu's needs. The content on the first floor consisted of basic rune knowledge. Upon verification, Lin Moyu found that it was indeed more detailed than the public information in the Human Emperor Network. Many key points were not present in the public information. Lin Moyu spent 20 days on the first floor, reading all the materials and integrating them into his own understanding. His unique rune system became more refined. Lin Moyu seemed to have grasped the essence of runes, but this understanding was indescribable and could only be felt by him. After 20 days, Lin Moyu moved to the second floor. The second floor contained various materials for second-tier symbol masters. These materials were mostly basic runes, with a significant reduction in quantity. There were some specific applications of runes and some insights, but these were not very helpful to Lin Moyu. He had already mastered most of the basic runes and was extremely proficient. He only skimmed through the materials, encountering two unfamiliar basic runes, which were not very useful. Even if he hadn't learned them, Lin Moyu could deduce these two runes when needed. Lin Moyu spent only 5 days on the second floor before moving to the third floor. The third floor had more comprehensive basic rune materials and a few high-level rune materials. There were no insights from other symbol masters here. The Symbol Master Association preferred to see 100 flowers bloom, hoping each symbol master would have their own understanding. Too many cultivation insights would only mislead truly talented symbol masters and might even lead them astray. Unless guided by a high-level symbol master, it was a different matter. Lin Moyu quickly read through all the rune materials on the third floor and moved to the fourth floor after 3 days. The fourth floor contained no basic runes, only high-level runes. However, high-level runes were also divided into simple and complex ones. The fourth floor, accessible to fourth-tier symbol masters, contained relatively simple high-level runes. Lin Moyu's method of learning high-level runes differed from ordinary symbol masters. He learned through the high-level runes in the symbol language, which were of extremely high grade. From a certain perspective, the high-level runes recorded in the symbol language were the general principles of a certain type of high-level runes. Lin Moyu used these high-level runes to further break them down, mastering a large number of high-level runes in reverse. This deconstruction method had a high starting point but also had drawbacks. It was impossible to deconstruct comprehensively, and there would always be omissions. The materials in the Symbol Master Association became the best supplement. Lin Moyu stayed on the fourth floor, learning and mastering high-level runes at an astonishing speed. Perhaps due to his incredible talent, Lin Moyu found learning high-level runes effortless. Even the complex high-level runes in the symbol language were manageable, let alone these simpler high-level runes. He could master a high-level rune every half hour, and many high-level runes were already familiar to him, making the process even faster. Lin Moyu sat in a corner of the fourth floor, holding a book in one hand and continuously drawing runes in the air with the other. He did not infuse soul power or endow the runes with spirit, so the runes dissipated quickly after being drawn. However, Lin Moyu could fully sense whether his runes were successfully drawn. On the fourth floor, many fourth-tier symbol masters were also practicing and learning runes. They were all attracted by Lin Moyu's actions, watching him intently. Lin Moyu's movements while drawing runes were incredibly smooth, with an indescribable beauty. It was as if he was the perfect instructor, demonstrating the correct way to draw runes. Any deviation from his method seemed wrong. Lin Moyu continuously demonstrated the drawing methods of each rune, making it a visual delight and an eye-opener for many symbol masters. Many symbol masters gained insights from Lin Moyu's drawing, feeling a sense of sudden enlightenment. Some symbol masters, after watching for a while, sent messages to their friends. Come to the 4th floor of the Symbol Master Association Tower quickly. There's a master demonstrating rune drawing. Hurry and learn from the master drawing runes. This is a rare opportunity. There's an expert drawing runes. Come quickly to learn. The news spread quickly, and symbol masters teleported over one after another. In no time, the 4th floor was filled with over 1,000 4th-tier symbol masters, and the number kept increasing. Fortunately, the Symbol Master Association Tower had enough space to accommodate tens of thousands of people without feeling crowded. Everyone was very considerate, not making a sound, quietly watching Lin Moyu. Lin Moyu was fully focused on drawing runes, one after another. Here, he didn't have to worry about danger, allowing him to concentrate entirely on his task. As he continuously drew runes, Lin Moyu felt his rune drawing skills improve significantly. A strange sense of familiarity surged in his heart, as if he had drawn these runes before. Lin Moyu's movements in drawing runes became subtly more perfect. Strangely, in the eyes of the symbol masters, a faint glow appeared around Lin Moyu. The light was weak and soft, enveloping Lin Moyu like a halo. Strange, why do I feel like he's glowing? Yes, I feel the same, he seems to be glowing. It's not an illusion, I see it too. He's really glowing. What's going on? I feel an urge to worship him. I have the same urge, this feeling is too strange. In the core area, Elder Shu suddenly widened his eyes. With a flick of his finger, a light screen appeared in the void, reflecting the situation on the 4th floor of the Symbol Master Association Tower. The unusual behavior of Ancestor Shu immediately attracted the attention of several other Shore Realm bigwigs. These bigwigs from the other Shore Realm were usually too idle, and any slight disturbance would draw them over to join the fun. In the scene, Lin Moyu's entire body was emitting a faint glow as he drew one rune after another. Thousands of people were watching Lin Moyu, and from time to time, some would close their eyes and start drawing runes, imitating Lin Moyu. Unfortunately, they could only mimic the form but not the essence. Several bigwigs from the other Shore Realm were dumbfounded as they watched the faint glow on Lin Moyu's body. They had seen many great waves, and there were few things that could leave them dumbfounded. Old Lin looked at Lin Moyu and sighed, "Chengcheng, this is Dao rhythm." Then he looked at Ancestor Shu, "Old Shu, it seems you haven't triggered Dao rhythm either." Ancestor Shu snorted, "Shut up." He didn't respond to Old Lin's words but stared unblinkingly at Lin Moyu. Lady Yu smiled beside him, "It seems we have underestimated young friend Lin. He is merely a divine king, yet he can touch upon Dao rhythm. His talent in runes is unprecedented. Not only unprecedented, but also unparalleled in the future." A majestic voice sounded, and Saint Venerable Hao appeared beside everyone. Lady Yu chuckled, "Saint Venerable, you hold young friend Lin in such high regard." Saint Venerable Hao said softly, "It's not that I hold him in high regard, but that he is too outstanding." "Was your trip successful?" Old Lin suddenly asked. The giant starry tree approaching the human race would be a big problem if not dealt with. Saint Venerable Hao said, "It escaped, but it should be powerless to return within 1,000 years." Old Lin was not surprised. The giant starry tree possesses the laws of space and can also change the rules. It's very difficult to truly kill it. The bigwigs from the other Shore Realm all agreed. It was already quite an achievement for Saint Venerable Wu to severely injure the giant starry tree. The laws of space were indeed troublesome. If it was determined to escape, it would be hard to catch up. Lady Yu pondered, if it happens again, keeping it around would be a hidden danger. But the laws of space are indeed troublesome, and we don't have any practitioners in this area among the human race. Perhaps we can borrow someone from the Starry Skyfish clan. The human race, fully known as the Starry Sky Divine Human Race, is one of the 4 major source races in the Great World. They have a good relationship with the Starry Skyfish clan, another of the 4 major source races. The 2 races occasionally interact. Although the Starry Skyfish clan is in a semi-secluded state, if the human race asks for help, they generally won't refuse. Moreover, the Starry Skyfish clan is most proud of their mastery of the laws of space. If one of their other Shore Realm experts takes action, it would be much easier to hunt down the giant starry tree. Saint Venerable Hao was able to cross 20,000 light years to catch up with the giant starry tree, thanks to a treasure from the Starry Skyfish clan. Saint Venerable Hao said softly, "Let's discuss this matter later." The giant starry tree had already been severely injured and would be powerless to retaliate within 1,000 years, so there was no need to rush. Lady Yu did not insist. In a few years, the once-in-a-century Source Race Conference will begin. She didn't spell it out, but everyone understood her meaning. Old Lin chuckled. I heard there's a princess in the Starry Sky Fish clan who has comprehended the laws of space. She's quite remarkable. I wonder how she compares to young Lin. Lady Yu glared at him. Don't get any funny ideas. Old Lin laughed. I didn't say anything. At this moment, a faint light suddenly appeared, causing an unusual ripple. Everyone felt as if their souls were being stirred, and a void chanting sound suddenly echoed in the core area. It was as if some supreme existence had descended, preaching and teaching to everyone. If you listened carefully, you couldn't hear anything. The sound was faint, with an indescribable rhythm and pattern, making people feel enlightened and entranced, unable to extricate themselves. The bigwigs from the other shore realm all changed their expressions. A faint light appeared on Ancestor Shu's body, identical to the light on Lin Moyu. Dao Rhythm. Old Shu has actually touched upon Dao Rhythm. He was inspired by Lin Moyu's Dao Rhythm and had an epiphany, thus touching upon Dao Rhythm. Now things get interesting. Does Old Shu have to call Lin Moyu his teacher? Call him a teacher? If Old Shu calls him a teacher, what should we call Lin Moyu? They were all of the same generation as Ancestor Shu. If Ancestor Shu called Lin Moyu his teacher, what should they call Lin Moyu? Wouldn't that mess up the seniority? Silence. Saint Venerable Hao suddenly spoke, and everyone immediately fell silent. The entire starry sky fell into silence. Saint Venerable Hao gave a signal, and everyone retreated 100,000 miles, leaving a vast space for Ancestor Shu. The Dao rhythm on Ancestor Shu's body grew stronger, and he fell into his own epiphany, ignoring the outside world. The light of Dao rhythm grew stronger, and Ancestor Shu extended his hand, beginning to draw runes. His speed was extremely fast, his hand forming afterimages, and in less than a second, a high-level rune was drawn. Then the second, the third, the fourth. One rune after another flew out, lingering in the starry sky. Each rune had form and spirit, genuine runes. Each rune emitted astonishing power, capable of destroying stars. Ancestor Shu, with his other shore realm body, had studied runes for tens of thousands of years. His understanding of runes was not something Lin Moyu could compare to. Dao rhythm is the highest manifestation of touching upon a certain Dao. Lin Moyu inadvertently touched upon the pinnacle of the Dao of runes, displaying Dao rhythm. Ancestor Shu had always been a hair's breadth away from Dao rhythm. This time, inspired by Lin Moyu's Dao rhythm, he suddenly had an epiphany. Finally, he touched upon Dao rhythm. In the midst of Dao rhythm, countless insights emerged. Ancestor Shu drew one rune after another, each one a powerful high-level rune. From initially drawing 1 rune per second, to later drawing 2 per second, 3 per second, faster and faster. In no time, the starry sky was filled with runes, thousands of runes densely surrounding Ancestor Shu. Then these runes began to combine and merge together. The runes became heavy, became three-dimensional, and space began to crack, as if unable to bear the weight of the runes. When thousands of high-level runes merged into one, a brand new rune appeared in everyone's sight. Ancient Rune. Everyone was shocked. Ancestor Shu had actually drawn a complete ancient rune. The ancient rune emitted an astonishing aura, and Ancestor Shu opened his mouth and inhaled, absorbing the ancient rune into his body. In the next moment, Ancestor Shu's aura surged. Retreat again. Saint Venerable Hao gave a light shout, and everyone immediately retreated another 100,000 miles. Above Ancestor Shu's head, a purple soul leapt out. The ancient rune, drawn and merged by his own hand, was now in the soul's hand. The soul held the rune in one hand, and the rune transformed into a pagoda, looking exactly like the Symbol Master Association's pagoda. The pagoda had 9 levels, with the first level already lit, while the other 8 levels remained dim. The soul held the pagoda, and the purple light grew more intense, the aura becoming stronger. Until a touch of red appeared in the purple soul, and Ancestor Shu's aura reached its peak. Saint Venerable. Saint Venerable. Everyone had the same thought. Lin Moyu had become a Saint Venerable. Taking advantage of this opportunity, Ancestor Shu drew his own ancient rune and integrated it into his soul, transforming it into a soul treasure. This achievement allowed him to attain the Saint Venerable body. Ancestor Shu's aura swept across the starry sky, felt even from tens of thousands of light years away. The powerful pressure made countless divine sovereigns tremble in their hearts. This oppressive force lasted for several days before gradually dissipating, and Ancestor Shu regained his clarity. Saint Venerable Hao's voice rang out clearly, "Congratulations, Taoist Shu. From now on, our human race has another Saint Venerable." Ancestor Shu slowly bowed to Saint Venerable Hao and the others, causing the entire starry sky to tremble with his movements. "Thank you, fellow Taoists, for your support." Saint Venerables are currently the most powerful forces on the surface for all races. Having one more Saint Venerable significantly strengthens the human race. Old Lin thought to himself, we were just saying it would be great if the human race had a few more Saint Venerables, and now Old Shu has become one. This is going to be interesting. Owing such a big favor to Lin Moyu, Old Shu is probably going to have a headache. According to the rules, Old Shu should call Lin Moyu teacher, and it wouldn't be inappropriate. He thought of many things in an instant and even found it somewhat amusing. However, on the surface, he remained very respectful, bowing to Ancestor Shu. Greetings, Saint Venerable. Greetings, Saint Venerable. All the other Shore Realm experts present followed the rules and greeted him. Saint Venerable Wu spoke softly, Taoist Shu, you should choose a title for yourself. Ancestor Shu pondered for a few seconds before slowly speaking, my teacher entered the Tao through runes, so I should also take rune as my title. As soon as he said this, the heavens and earth trembled. The entire great world seemed to respond, buzzing continuously. A unique rhythm spread throughout the great world, somewhat similar to the Tao rhythm but different. The rhythm carried a sense of joy, as if the great world was celebrating the birth of Rune Saint Venerable. Only some other Shore Realm experts and peak divine sovereigns could sense this rhythm. Those with lesser strength felt nothing. Saint Venerable Hao nodded and smiled, very good, very good. From now on, there is no more Ancestor Shu, only Rune Saint Venerable. Everyone present bowed again, greetings, Rune Saint Venerable. In the Human Emperor Network, Lin Moyu continued drawing runes. The Tao rhythm remained unchanged. His speed in drawing runes was consistent and steady. After completing all the high-level runes for a 4th-tier symbol master, Lin Moyu did not stop but began a second round of drawing. Lin Moyu did not understand the meaning of Tao rhythm, nor did he know that he had already touched upon it. At this moment, he had entered a special state, neither an epiphany nor cultivation, but enlightenment. The Human Emperor Network often reflects reality. In reality, Lin Moyu sat cross-legged on the skeletal dragon, also enveloped by the Tao rhythm, emitting a faint glow. In the pitch-black starry sky, he became the most dazzling star. The highest manifestation of Tao rhythm in cultivation is only shown when one touches upon the true essence of a Tao. Lin Moyu had touched upon the essence of the rune Tao. However, his own level was not high enough to directly integrate the ancient rune and ascend to Saint Venerable like Ancestor Shu. But touching upon the Tao rhythm was still immensely beneficial to Lin Moyu. Lin Moyu realized many true uses of runes, understanding that runes could accomplish many incredible things. The root of this world is the Great World Rune. A single rune supports the entire world, explaining all the laws, rules, and principles within it. However, this does not mean that studying the rune Tao is the only path to the pinnacle of the world. All paths lead to the same destination, regardless of which path one takes, they all ultimately converge. It doesn't mean that walking the rune Tao will take you further than others. For example, Saint Venerable Wu and Rune Saint Venerable did not walk the same path, but both achieved the status of Saint Venerable. Moreover, both have the potential to continue breaking through, and it's hard to say who will be stronger in the end. For Lin Moyu, the rune Tao is not his foundation. His foundation remains the Undying Law, the Undead Legion, and his innate spells. The rune Tao can serve as a great auxiliary. Before touching upon the Tao rhythm, spells were spells, and runes were runes. They were independent and existed separately. But now, Lin Moyu could integrate the two, making each stronger. Lin Moyu drew a high-level rune. This high-level rune represented armor, the armor of armor. Its function was to transform into a piece of armor, capable of withstanding a certain amount of damage, similar to a magical treasure. It could be used on oneself or on others. With Lin Moyu's current ability, the armor formed by this rune could withstand attacks from a divine king for a short time. Even attacks from a minor divine sovereign could be blocked a few times. After drawing the high-level rune, Lin Moyu quickly drew several basic runes at an astonishing speed. Strengthen, solidify, metal, flexibility, stability. 10 basic runes were completed in one go, and then these runes, under Lin Moyu's control, merged into the armor rune. The armor rune became heavy and three-dimensional, displaying different images on the rune. The rune seemed to take on the color of metal and appeared more solid. Go! Lin Moyu softly commanded, and the rune flew onto the skeletal dragon beneath him. The skeletal dragon let out a dragon roar, its body shining brightly, and a huge piece of armor faintly appeared. The armor glowed for a few seconds before disappearing. However, within the skeletal dragon's soul fire, a bit of golden light appeared. If the golden light were magnified, it would reveal a rune, the rune Lin Moyu had just drawn. With a thought, Lin Moyu activated the rune, and the skeletal dragon's massive body was instantly covered in a layer of transparent, pale golden armor. Lin Moyu carefully sensed the strength of the golden armor. With the rune, the skeletal dragon's defense had undergone a tremendous change. At this moment, even if a minor divine sovereign attacked, without using any passive spells or the undead legion to share the damage, the skeletal dragon alone could withstand the attack. Roughly estimating, a minor divine sovereign would need to attack at least 100 times with full force to break the rune's defense. Even a divine sovereign's attack could be blocked 1 or 2 times by the armor formed by the rune. Such an enhancement was significant. Moreover, the rune armor had already integrated into the soul, so even if it were broken, it wouldn't matter. The rune wouldn't collapse or be damaged, it would merely run out of energy. It would absorb energy from the soul fire, and once the energy was sufficient, it could be used again. Now, just by integrating the rune into the soul, the effect is already so good. If I could integrate the rune into the entire body, how strong could it become? Lin Moyu had a thought. Perhaps he could create a terrifying rune undead legion. The Tao rhythm disappeared, and Lin Moyu also stopped drawing runes. He opened his eyes and saw thousands of people surrounding him. Although they did not approach, their gazes seemed somewhat unusual. Some people's eyes were filled with excitement, while others showed admiration. Most of them seemed to want more, as if they hadn't seen enough. What happened? Lin Moyu didn't react for a moment. He recalled in his mind and realized that he had just entered a special state. As a 4th-tier symbol master, he should have mastered about 100 high-level runes, and it seemed he had drawn dozens of them. In that indescribable special state, drawing runes felt very enjoyable, and he unknowingly became immersed in it. At the same time, he indeed made significant progress and gains. The biggest gain was that he fused a high-level armor rune with 10 basic runes, creating a special high-level rune. This rune did not exist in the symbol language, and was entirely his own creation. If ranked, this rune might be weaker than ancient runes, but it was already a top-tier high-level rune. The key was that this rune was very effective, greatly enhancing the survival ability of the undead legion. Lin Moyu named it Golden Armor Rune. Under the silent gaze of thousands, Lin Moyu slowly stood up and flew towards the 5th floor. All those present were 4th-tier symbol masters and did not have the qualifications to enter the 5th floor. Suddenly, everyone simultaneously bowed to Lin Moyu and shouted in unison, "Thank you, teacher." Lin Moyu was taken aback and found it strange. "Why are you saying this?" Someone immediately replied, "You just demonstrated the truly perfect way of drawing runes. We benefited greatly and had many insights. Although it was unintentional on your part, the benefits we gained are real, so calling you teacher is not an exaggeration. A master is a teacher. Your attainments in runes surpass us by countless times, even those high-level symbol masters cannot compare to you. Although you are not our formal teacher, your previous actions make you half a teacher." Everyone spoke one after another, and Lin Moyu understood. Since that was the case, he did not refuse and accepted it calmly. After all, they did benefit from him. Although there was no formal teacher-student relationship, there was already a practical one. Calling him teacher was not an exaggeration. Lin Moyu nodded, then continued to comprehend. Just returning from the Tao rhythm state, Lin Moyu carried a trace of Tao's aura. Every word and action carried a special majesty, making people respect him. Just as Lin Moyu was about to step into the 5th floor, someone suddenly called out, "Teacher, may we know your name?" Lin Moyu stopped and said in a deep voice, "Lin Moyu." As his words fell, Lin Moyu disappeared from everyone's sight. The 4th floor of the Symbol Master Association Tower was in an uproar. "He is Lin Moyu, the first in the 4-star domain competition, the one who cleared 2 secret realms, Lin Moyu. How can it be him? Didn't he just arrive in the Divine City not long ago? How did he become a symbol master and reach such a level? I remember people from the 4-star domain don't study runes. Geniuses cannot be measured by common sense. One day of their cultivation is equivalent to our years or decades. A genius, this is a true genius." Among the 4th-tier symbol masters, there were divine kings, minor divine sovereigns, and even a few divine sovereigns. They either had extraordinary backgrounds, exceptional talents, or managed a symbol master branch in a star system. But at this moment, without exception, they all admired Lin Moyu immensely. The atmosphere on the 5th floor was completely different from the 4th floor, as if they were 2 different worlds. It was solemn and quiet here. The commotion on the 4th floor did not reach here. On this floor, a dozen 5th-tier symbol masters sat quietly. They did not notice Lin Moyu's arrival and remained immersed in their own world. Lin Moyu did not say much, found a place to sit down, and began to review the corresponding rune materials. After experiencing the Tao rhythm, Lin Moyu found that these high-level runes were no longer difficult for him. He could master them almost effortlessly. In just half a day, Lin Moyu stood up again and walked towards the 6th floor. He entered the 6th floor without any obstacles. Although he was only a 5th-tier symbol master, the Human Emperor Network granted him special privileges, allowing him to access the 6th floor. There were even fewer symbol masters on the 6th floor, and the structure of symbol masters was like a pyramid, with fewer people at higher levels. The runes encountered by 6th-tier symbol masters were the most difficult among high-level runes. After reviewing the materials, Lin Moyu confirmed that these high-level runes were actually the same as those in the symbol language. Moreover, they were not as comprehensive as those in the symbol language. However, Lin Moyu did not stop there. He patiently reviewed all the runes on the 6th floor. After confirming that all the runes here could be found in the symbol language, Lin Moyu left the Symbol Master Association. Returning to his body, Lin Moyu fell into deep thought. If I'm not mistaken, 7th-tier symbol masters should be about arranging rune formations. From the 1st to the 6th tier, it's about learning and mastering individual runes. Starting from the 7th tier, it's about using these runes to arrange rune formations. Then the 8th tier can be easily deduced, possibly arranging more advanced rune formations or fusing runes. As for the 9th tier, Lin Moyu had not yet thought of the requirements for 9th tier symbol masters. To be certified as a 6th tier symbol master, one needed to master 100 high-level runes, which was no problem for him. However, to become a 6th tier symbol master, one also needed 10,000 Divine City merit points and a mid-level position in the Divine City. These two requirements were not yet met and could only be achieved gradually. Opening his eyes, a massive star system was slowly enlarging in his view. Lin Moyu's heart stirred, and he stopped in the starry sky. Primary star system number 13,283 is within reach, but now Lin Moyu has other things to do, so there's no rush to explore the new secret realm and ancient battlefield. In the starry sky, 1 billion kilometers away from primary star system number 13,283, Lin Moyu sat cross-legged on the skeletal dragon and slowly closed his eyes. All his consciousness and spirit sank into his soul world at this moment. He was about to do two things. First, arrange a new faith formation in his soul. Second, add the golden armor rune to the Undead Legion. After these days of accumulation, the power of faith had exceeded 6,000 units, more than enough to arrange the faith formation. The reason he hadn't done it yet was that he felt his rune skills were not sufficient to arrange a perfect faith formation. Just like the previous formation, it seemed successful but was far from perfect. So he waited until now, when his rune mastery had reached a new level, to start arranging the faith formation. Not only would he arrange a new one, but he would also modify and strengthen the old faith formation. Besides the faith formation, there was another major project. Billions of Undead Legion members were eagerly waiting for his golden armor rune. In the soul world, one rune after another appeared, flying to their predetermined positions, shining brightly. Lin Moyu's technique for arranging the faith formation was much more skillful than before. With the Eye of the Soul activated, he could see the tiniest details in each rune and feel the flow of power within them, down to the smallest nuances. From this, it was clear that each rune was more perfect than before. Although each rune had only a slight difference, the final result would be significantly different. The previous faith formation was like this, leading to its inefficient operation. In just half a day, a new faith formation was about to be completed. Lin Moyu drew the final main rune and integrated it into the formation. All the veins of the faith formation were connected, and all the runes were linked together, operating silently. Compared to the last faith formation, this one was nearly perfect. On the surface, no problems could be found. Lin Moyu carefully sensed it and could clearly feel the formation's operation efficiency reaching 10%. A smile appeared in the eyes of his soul, extremely satisfied with the formation he had arranged. Go. With a small push, the faith formation flew to the skeletal mage's magic star. Light shone down, enveloping the entire magic star. 50 million skeletal mages joined the ranks of providing faith power to Lin Moyu. Lin Moyu easily calculated that 50 million skeletal mages could provide him with 20 units of faith power daily. Similarly, 50 million skeletal warriors could only provide 10 units of faith power. This was the difference between a perfect formation and an imperfect one. Once the other faith formation is arranged, I'll modify you, Lin Moyu said to the imperfect first formation, talking to himself. He then began a new round of drawing. Soon, another faith formation was completed. 50 million skeletal archers also became providers of faith power. Lin Moyu did not arrange a new faith formation. He had over 2,000 units of faith power left, which he planned to use to modify the first faith formation. Among the Undead Legion, the three most numerous basic skeletons had all become sources of faith power, with a total of only 30 million left. Moreover, to turn them into sources of faith power, 3 more faith formations would be needed. Lin Moyu naturally calculated the accounts clearly. Of course, he would still arrange formations in the future, but not now. His soul flew to the first faith formation and began the modification project. Modifying an already formed formation was more troublesome and complex than arranging a new one. But Lin Moyu still chose to modify it. He wanted to train his control over runes and formations. Modifying runes and correcting formations from the details was more effective than arranging new formations. His soul focused entirely, modifying the formation bit by bit. During the modification process, he gained a deeper understanding of the formation's structure. Each rune had its own function and meaning, and he also developed his own insights into the combination of runes. Lin Moyu's attainment in formations was growing at an astonishing speed. Arranging a new faith formation took only half a day. If Lin Moyu wanted, he could do it even faster. But modifying a faith formation took a full 5 days. 5 days later, Lin Moyu's face showed joy. The faith formation before him was completely renewed, exuding a perfect aura. Looking at his masterpiece, Lin Moyu felt an inexplicable sense of accomplishment. The corners of his soul's mouth also slightly lifted. After modification and correction, it could provide 20 units of faith power daily, just like the newly arranged faith formation. In this way, the daily harvest of faith power had reached 80 units. Among them, 60 units came from the Undead Legion, and the other 20 units came from humans. As his fame grew, the faith power Lin Moyu received was also gradually increasing. I really wonder how much faith power those big shots in the other shore realm can receive daily. The thought flashed through his mind, and perhaps he would know when he reached the other shore realm. With the faith formation arranged, the next step was to arrange a small formation to automatically refine the faith power. Receiving so much faith power daily, if not refined, it couldn't be truly utilized. But refining it himself was too troublesome, so Lin Moyu planned to arrange a small formation in his soul to automatically refine the faith power. He had already conceived this formation long ago, and it wasn't difficult. Just as he was about to start, he suddenly exclaimed softly. He clearly felt a new power emerging from various parts of his body, flowing rapidly within him. His whole body felt filled with power, and his blood was surging. His realm had unknowingly advanced by 1 level. From Divine King 4th tier to Divine King 5th tier. Although it was just a 1-level advancement, Lin Moyu knew very well that every small step of progress meant a significant increase in combat power. By this calculation, the skeletal generals probably already had the peak combat power of a minor divine sovereign. As for the skeletal kings, they were enough to confront a 2nd-tier divine sovereign head-on. This realm advancement was somewhat unexpected but seemed natural. Lin Moyu quickly recalled that his numerous life and death experiences and battles had brought his understanding of the laws to the brink of advancement. This long period of rune research became the catalyst, and the advancement naturally followed. The realm advancement was a pleasant surprise. Lin Moyu enjoyed the wonderful feeling of the power increase for a moment, then immersed his consciousness back into his soul. With determination in his soul's eyes, his small hands danced gracefully, drawing one perfect rune after another. Lin Moyu constructed a small formation himself. The formation was very simple, consisting of only a dozen runes. Its function was also very single, to refine faith power. The main rune of the formation was the refining rune, and the other runes were created to make the refining rune operate automatically. Soon, the formation was completed and began to operate. The impure faith power naturally flowed into it, refined by the formation, and automatically converted into pure faith power for Lin Moyu's use. It's done. Lin Moyu was delighted that the rune he constructed was operating perfectly. He no longer had to worry about refining faith power. No matter how much faith power he received, it would be quickly refined. Taking a deep breath, he said, "Next, it's the big project." To give the entire Undead Legion the Golden Armor rune, doing it one by one was unrealistic. The Golden Armor rune was formed by 1 high-level rune combined with 10 basic runes. Even if he drew with all his might, it would take at least 10 seconds to complete one. If he wanted the entire Undead Legion to enjoy the Golden Armor rune, it would take over 60 years. So Lin Moyu thought of a solution. He wanted to create a formation specifically for drawing the Golden Armor rune. Using a formation to draw runes sounded like a fantasy. His idea was indeed wild. But Lin Moyu thought it was feasible. Based on his rune system, he simulated and demonstrated it in his mind and found no problems. However, whether it was feasible in reality still needed further experimentation.